Oh. This is the brand new BMW M2. We have got the 3-litre single turbo twin scroll motor, 370 brake horsepower. I mean, take a look at it. It is squat, it looks awesome. We've got the front and rear axle from a BMW M3/M4, and at the rear we have, all hail, quad exhausts. So here we are in the Spanish mountains in Malaga. Don't know if you can hear me because this car is extremely boomy, especially with that optional exhaust. I am actually in comfort mode at the moment, believe it or not. It's quick, it's shouty, and it's very, very, very fast. So 0 to 62 with the manual, 4.5 seconds.
Like most modern fast cars, the M2 is limited to 155 miles an hour. If you live in Germany and only Germany, you can tick a box that says, "Give me the full speed now," at which point your 155 mile an hour M2 becomes a 186 mile an hour M2.
Now the reason that the M2 exists is because BMW wants to introduce a younger buyer to its brand. So with the M2, they are trying to introduce and trying to usher in 25 to 30-year-old richer kind of folk. People who can't quite yet afford an M3 or an M4. So the first thing I noticed about the M2 is that the gearbox is very light, feels a little bit rubbery, but the shift itself is quite a short shift, very easy to get in, quite notchy, but you've got that kind of weird rubbery type thing going on. So it's not kind of old school BMW, it's a lot lighter than that. Now we've been on greasy Spanish roads today. It's been raining, it's been misty, it's been really rough today actually. Spain, I'm disappointed. And the first thing that you will note in the M2 is that the back end is super, super lively, even in comfort mode. When you're not expecting it, it kind of kicks out a little bit through corners. And yeah, that's with all the systems switched on. Also a little bit understeery at times, so you do have to be wary about that. This isn't a car to be driving in the wet, that's for sure, especially not on these glass-like roads.
With a manual gearbox and no options tick, the M2 costs £44,000. This car, however, with M Performance parts, a shoutier exhaust, Xenons, window tints, a heated steering wheel and way more stuff that I don't have time to discuss, has a list price of £55,000, which puts it right up there with its bigger, faster and way more murderous brother, the M4.
Now the question is, will it fist? Oh, it's got to fit, come on. I'm quite disappointed with that. I think we should go into sport mode and see what that does. So, exhaust note gets a little bit louder. Can't really tell a difference in the throttle response nor the steering. Actually no, I think the steering does feel a little bit heavier. The traction control isn't quite as intrusive, so it does let a little bit more slip. I don't know if you can hear the kind of overrun from the exhaust, that's pretty cool. I do like it. It's kind of a nice halfway house between being balls out, I'm gonna bite your face off, and pretty comfortable daily driver. Now what isn't pretty comfortable daily driver is Sport Plus. So I think we should have a little shifteroo. Sport Plus. Yeah, and you can immediately feel throttle response is sharper. I've got a sign saying dynamic driving with limited driving stabilization, sorry. Turning is just so good, except when it's understeery in the wets, but the roads have dried out nicely. And yeah, you can see that it does let the rear end slip quite a lot, but it helps you out. It makes you look like a hero. Now, one of the cool things with the Manuel is when you drop it into a lower gear, don't know if you got that, let's do that one more time. I'm in third gear, going into second. It auto blips the throttle. So that means you don't have to do it, which is pretty cool if you don't really do it anyway, but for keen drivers like us, I'm sure we blip the throttle on the downshift anyway, so it kind of takes it away, takes the enjoyment away a little bit. Now of course you can switch off the traction control completely. Oh, switching off the traction control actually stops the auto blip, which is interesting. So I'm not getting auto blip. So yeah, traction control off, Sport Plus, and that means it's just you in the car. Now this particular car has got the performance pack, which means that we've got carbon fiber there, we've got a carbon fiber spoiler, we've also got the optional exhaust pipe there with a valve that makes everything a lot more shouty, we've got kind of winglets there, carbon fiber, more carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber. It's a very handsome beast. So the question is the M2 £10,000 better than the M235i, a car that I really, really love? And I love it partly because of its value. I think that's amazing value. And with that car, you're getting 326 horsepower. With this, remember, 370. To answer that question, me being practical and I quite like money in my bank, I don't think this is £10,000 better than the M235i. Sure, it's faster, it looks more aggressive, it's got M3 and M4 parts, but £10,000? I don't know. I can't justify that. And when you're knocking on the door of £55,000, then why would you not get an M4? I've driven the DCT version of this car and it was fun, but you've got to have the manual. You're going to have rear wheel drive, nice big engine, you've got to row through the gears. Now the brakes on the M2, as standard, we've got the same as the M3 and M4, so that means 380mm brakes up front, 370 at the rear. The pedal feel, that takes a bit of getting used to. You really do need to hold up, Ethan. Slam on. Oh, you all right? Yeah. You do really need to slam on the pedal to get the car to stop. So they're not over servoed at all, which is refreshing. Too many cars these days are over servoed, and a little push on the brakes and you're through the windscreen. Not so here. Oh look, we got goats. Hello. Hello. Oh no, the goats. So goats don't like the BMW M2. I think that's a bad sign. If nature doesn't like your car, you've done... No, they're just running away. Why are you running away? They're not keen.
I think I wanted the M2 to be more like its raucous older brother, the 1M, with whom it shares the same mum but different dads. While the 1M is older, it's the jealous and rebellious type that runs away from home every other week. It's strong, short-tempered, and should you attempt to kick it in the butt, its 3-litre twin-turbocharged N54 straight 6 will square right up to you with a knuckle duster. It's the bad boy that gets the girls, and because of its spiky nature, it'll always be the one BMW that you want but that scares you most. While the M2 shares the same DNA as the 1M, it's wrapped in cotton wool. Sure, it's athletic, fast, good-looking and mummy's favourite, but compared with its brother, the power delivery from its single-turbo twin-scroll N55 3-litre straight 6 is smoother, and instead of a knuckle duster, it offers a box of Kleenex and a satisfying hug.
MCM shoe test, I know a lot of you guys are keen to see if it will pass, and I can confirm, yeah, I can't actually get it any further than that. Obviously, I'm not going to touch the paint, but this car passes with flying colours.
BMW likes to describe the M2 as offering a raw driving experience, but I'd be inclined to disagree. What it is a capable, comfortable and cohesive driver's car that's easy to drive fast, would make the perfect daily, and that looks mega. For a car to be raw in my book, you need to ditch gimmicks like auto blip and produce a car that doesn't make it easy for normal people like me to do cool stuff like this.
The M2 is really easy to drive, and I think that most people can probably drive the M2. Most people.
No.
So now,
no.
I'm going to hand over to Ethan, and you're going to drive a little bit. Oh, he's indicating as well. Damn, you are definitely not a BMW driver. Pretend you're now a super important road tester.
It's the interior. It's just a really nice place to be.
Good.
And it sticks to the road. It just feels like a go-kart. I'm not sure I like the actual feel of the steering wheel.
What don't you like about it?
It feels like...
What, the actual material?
It just feels like I'm grabbing polystyrene.
Oh really? Interesting. See, when you get people who don't really test cars a lot, you put them in a car and then you ask them to give them your thoughts. They come up with a whole bunch of really random crap. So we've got a polystyrene wheel.
It does sound good actually.
Yeah. Right, go and floor it. Oh, cowboy.
Right, I think I'm done.
Buzz, are you done?
I think so.
What price would you pay for this car?
I would pay.
Oh. That's
I've stalled.
definitely stalled.
I stalled it.
It was going so well.
I forgot about the clutch.
Amazing.
Make sure you don't forget to download the Car Throttle Android app for more videos, features and general awesomeness.
You always need your hand on the gear stick.
What?
Your left hand hasn't come off the gear stick this whole journey.
Well, I'm not racing. I'm not racing. If I was racing, then I'd be like that. Bang! Bang!